Hello. Yes. Oh, hi. Hi, Bridget and Zach. Okay. I don't, and I am happy. I'm glad you called. Ouch. Okay. That's okay. I just we're running out of time, so get it done. We're almost there. Good. Good. So, a question first. Let's see if I can find the thing I sent you most recently. Um, date modified, April 2, BZ Farm. Okay, let me just open this up in Illustrator. Um, so a question I have is about the wording of your parental units. And one, from what I understand, is it sounds like you have both biological parents are still married and together, whereas Zach's maybe aren't. And that's why the wording is kind of weird, right? Okay. Um, uh, so your so Jackie ampersand Peter Harris, Natasha Makowski is your mother. Okay. And Jim Jordan is who? Okay. But they're not biologic. Oh, I see. Okay. So it's just okay. And everyone that you're inviting knows this. Okay. Okay. Good. I'm just wondering about the whether the comma is needed um, between their names. Between their names. That okay. So we have an ampersand representing that they're still married parents, and then the and is a less cozy, but okay, good, good. Okay, well, it was the comma that was throwing me off. Okay, so yeah, it in this case though it was a little weird. I think only because we're dealing with the complexities here. Okay, so did you see when I sent you this image that had my handmade yet now mechanical digitalized fonts? Did you see them as handmade, or did you see them turned into something that your computer understood? I mean, sometimes if you don't have a font that is a font, it'll okay. So the sample. Okay. Okay. It looks, I mean, it's I do have to fix some of the spacing, and I can have some of these things on a slightly curvy line and things like that, and do a little bit of squiggles here and there to pull it together. I just wasn't sure what you were seeing. That was a concern of mine. And to, yeah. Okay. Oh, good, good. Well, I'm happy about that only because as much as I'm a calligrapher and I like hand lettering, it's I sort of gnash my teeth if I have to do it and I don't have to do it. Uh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will. I mean, this is just very rough, but yes. Yeah. It's it is an example of one of them that it could be. I can make it more like a big G little O, like General Foods has, where it's all uppercase. It's sort of shaped like the S, except a G. That's that's the one you want. Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. So I can what I was trying to do is sort of pull the beginning and the last letters of your names in sort of a cloud sort of thing, so it sort of blends in with cloud shapes. So, and I can do that. I can have the Z sort of fly up and maybe the M come down or something. So they don't all have to be connected to the letter. I just wanted to have some. The B also is a little bit weird only because it sort of flies off, and maybe that needs to be disconnected there because I don't want it to look like a weird letter on your name, Bridget. So, what else can I tell you here? Um, okay. I normally I don't, only because only no one's gonna think that it's in the morning, and PMs and AMs are always a little they always seem to me like little fish bones in my throat. Like you don't need. Yeah, yeah. I do it if there's a um, if there might be any possible confusion as to what might happen, like 8 and whether it was, yeah, we'll meet at 8, that could easily be in the morning or the evening, but usually for breakfast we'll clear it up for a midnight swim would clear it up or something. So, but anyway, I think this is entirely understood that this is what it would be. Normally, in a formal invitation, it would say at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, for example, is what it would say if this was very formal. So I'm going to make the mermaid's tail, I think, solid dark, just so she obviously is a mermaid, because you really don't quite see. It's very small. Does that make sense? Oh, okay. Well, I can take her out. Um, okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll do a mermaidectomy, and I could, if you want. Do you have two of those potted plants on your porch? I could put one on either side. I think sort of balancing it. Yeah, I think initially I was thinking there was a picture that everything seems to be kind of symmetrical right now. So I think if we're taking the mermaid out, and I can add another one sort of on the other side of the location thing. Um, what else can I tell you? Or you can tell me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me just look down toward the bottom here. Um, let me. Why is this not working? Oh, there it is. Um, um, Nothing is jumping out at me that I think needs to be changed. I think once I do your names officially in calligraphy, it'll all start flowing together. I may add a little bit more grass texture toward the middle. I sort of, having it, I think having the bottom of it being sort of blank um, is better. One of the things I really loved about the pictures you sent was the angular shadows of the house that covered the grass in the backyard there. I don't know if you remember it, but it was really, it sort of implied this structure that you don't see. I like the look of it a lot. I was trying to figure out how I could make that work here, but I don't think people would understand it in a drawing. They would understand it in a photograph, but I don't think they would in a drawing. I'll probably add a little bit more of the tree on the left side up a little higher, only because I wasn't sure how the Z was going to work there, Zach. And I'll balance it off with maybe some higher trees on the other side too. And I could throw another couple of cows in just to add to that. Your dog, is that an important part of your life? There could be a little image of the dog too. Well, I like the dog looking off in the distance, like it's waiting like everyone else for you to walk on stage between the fence there. So, or the stone fence. So let me see if I can do that. I like the dog looking away, from us, though, the way it was in the pictures. I think that was really cute. Okay. Well, send a couple of pictures of your dog facing away. Again, I like the idea of him looking like we are, looking in the same direction that we are toward the distance or toward your names in the sky and everything. I like that idea. So, and I'd probably have him setting next to the potted plant thing, like the dog was in one of those pictures. So, try also to take a picture of the dog looking down at him, so the perspective is right, just like in those other pictures. He's lying on the ground, just like in those other pictures you sent, where you, huh? I don't know. There was a dog. I don't know which dog it was. There was yeah, but he was lying on the ground. I mean, he wasn't lying. He was resting on his stomach, sitting or whatever that is called for a dog, and feet out in front of him, and his tail was closer to us than his head, and he was looking off in the distance. And I really thought that was neat, because that's sort of what we're doing as well, we, the viewer of this picture. So, but if you take a picture where you're standing up, which is sort of what we're doing, our eye level is if we're standing, looking out over the scene, looking down at him would be good. So he's 10 feet in front of you and facing away from you. That would be the view that I think would look good here. Normally when I do portraits of animals, people send me pictures like that, and except they're facing the person and looking at the camera, and it doesn't, yes, it looks like a dog, but a drawing of that is really dumb. I say, I want you to put the dog on a table, and I want to have your eyes down at the eye level of the dog. That way we can see his proportions correctly. But because we're looking, in this particular case, we're looking down, that the dog has to be part of the scene. Otherwise he'll look like he's floating or something, So okay, well, send me that picture. I'll include him or her, whatever the dog's name is, and I think that would be fun. Now, for the other text thing, I could do a little mermaid with the ZB on the top of that on your schedule of events if you wanted to include her there. I'd have to look at the thing again. There could be, a little simple line drawing of representing each of the items in your schedule, whatever those are. I can't even remember now what they were, but they're in an email somewhere. But sometimes it's a champagne glass, sometimes it's a what are the events again? I'm sorry. You should just tell me. Okay. Okay. Almost all of those are deal with sort of food. So farewell brunch could be maybe the, fork and knife crossed or something. There could be, for the ceremony, it could be interlocking rings. For the reception, it could be a champagne glass. And for the welcome, was it a welcome party? Is that what the first one was? A welcome thing. And then it's like probably a cocktail party. Sounds like it's all booze. I used to drink. I don't anymore, but I do kind of miss it. Um, I'm always up early, even when I drank. So, but anyway, I mean, that could be done there too. But I'm thinking in this case, all of it's going to be, the same sort of printing that I'm, my digital thing again. There might be a calligraphic squiggle in between each event, but again, we can deal with that later. Let me finish the invitation first, and yeah. You don't. I can do a periodectomy there too. It's an exclamation point might be fun. There. I mean, it all depends on. You don't need one. I mean, this isn't really a sentence. Um, there's a verb in there somewhere. Invite you is the verb. So that's, everything else is just sort of factoids in a list. So we don't need it. No. Okay. Well, I can easily add one if you think it needs it too. Or um, let me think if there's anything else I can suggest here. In terms of the paper, um, I I did talk with the. I haven't been to a paper source in a long time, and I used to go to the one that was in Somerville here, or in Cambridge, I guess, by Porter Square. And I don't even know if that's open. I didn't see a phone number for that, so it might have closed. I did call the one that was in the Prudential building, and they didn't have the Lux paper. So I did find that they do have the Lux in those colors that I mentioned. If you wanted that textural paper, if you just want a solid tone, pastel or something, that would be fine. In order to, I'm printing these things using an Epson printer, and I can, printing a blue of any color or green of any, well, let's just say blue. Printing a blue on white will seem bluer than printing a blue on cream. That'll the color of the paper will sort of add a tint to it. So if you pick a light blue paper, the green that we use might look more blue green. So there'll be, and we can do all these tweaks here when we actually see the paper and try it out. I'm sure we'd find something you like, but sure. I have some here, but I don't have a lot. Um, so, um, and yeah, yeah. I mean, you could there. I could probably they might have a sample booklet, and I could print out just even though they're not big sheets, I could print things out on the smaller sheets to find out. But um, I think my best suggestion would be, regardless of what you need a lighter color anyway, whatever the thing is. So you can use a dark color on the envelope, but I think you need a light color on the invitation. So and you can certainly mix and match everything. We could have the insert card be a different color too. You could have 3 light colors of invitation of paper, you know. So that's, but the main thing for me is the invitation, you know, making that work. So because there's only 2 pieces of paper, I really don't think there's only 2, right? Because the RSVP is part of the itinerary. If you want that separate, that's fine. I can do that too. I think you know, have you know, when you open it up in the flap, if you lift off the back of the flap of the invitation, the thing that you should see first is the invitation, and then behind it you put the other 2 pieces. And I don't think it really makes any difference. And I would have the other 2 pieces smaller. You know, the RSVP card thing could be the size of a postcard, and the other thing could be maybe long and skinny, or, you know, slightly smaller. So, and so what we can do, you know, if you want to get this really moving straight ahead, really fast, you could come over today if you wanted to, and I can print up, we can settle on the color right now, you know, or tomorrow or whatever, you know, soon. Yeah. Okay, good. Anytime during any time. I live and work here, so it doesn't make any, I don't have a life outside of my studio here. So Tuesday morning would be fine. You know, actually, come to think of it, I was just wondering if I had samples, a sample book here of all of their colors, but you still have to come here and see it anyway. So it really doesn't make any sense. The you know, I think what we'll decide when you are here is the color of the greenish tone that you want on these, on this paper. So I would think, you know, if you went to Paper Source whenever you can and pick up, you don't have to pick up the cardstock weight. You can pick up just regular text weight. It's a little cheaper, and that shouldn't be any different from the cardstock. And you know, pick the 2 or 3 or 4 colors you want, and bring them here. I'll put it through the printer and we'll pick a color you like. We essentially have 2 colors at most, the color of the text and the color of your names. And so what I do is I just print out a couple of different squiggles, you know, and we'll pick 2 colors that work well with with whatever paper we want. And then we'll, you know, I can't imagine it would take more than a half hour to do. If you, I'm I'm up early. Yeah, so we can do this, early. Okay. And yeah, any of the pastel colors that they have, that ask though that if they have cardstock in all of these, because if there's some that they only have text weight, it's not going to work. So, it needs to be the cover stock or the cardstock. And then we'll be good to go. And what okay, good. And which store are you near? The Boylston one. Okay, good. Because there's the ones that have the Lux. I know. Um, okay. Well, great. I look forward to making the alterations and getting the picture of the dog, and then we'll talk. Thanks for getting back to me. Great. Bye now. Bye bye. Hello, Miss Marilyn. Oh, Zombie Day. Yes. The dead has arisen. The difference is, of course, that we eat the body of the zombie, right? Is that how we do it? Oh, church. What's that? Okay. Part of the art exhibit. Discussing. To make Okay, now what do I do?
Can you be free of hair breakage worries? We invited you of hair breakage worries.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get some work done here. Myself. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out if I'm gonna eat breakfast or lunch. I think I'm gonna do lunch, early lunch. So I'll catch you all later.